I have a second spring break and I have all online classes now. So get ready for a content bomb. Fun fact, I have only read 2 of the things I'm going to suggest today. And upon looking at like the synopsis of the ones that I'm picking, I can't imagine it would make you feel better to read these books, but it was interesting to try to compile the list. And if you do enjoy feeling paranoid all the time, which is just my daily life, to be honest, this would be a really great reading challenge for you in the next few weeks while you have nothing to do but sit in your house. The first book I'm going to suggest, I got on my Kindle. It's free on Amazon, and it's The Last Man by Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. Yes, the lady who wrote Frankenstein. She also wrote a pandemic novel. Go figure. It was published in 1826. It takes place in the years, I have a cheat sheet, 2073 to 2100. And it's basically political intrigue meets like plague dystopian novel. The interesting fact about it is that it has semi-autographical characters about Percy Shelley and Lord Byron. So it's always fun to watch her pick on her husband and his best friend / boyfriend. I've never read it. I'm probably going to read it just because I like Frankenstein and I like Shelley's writing, and it's a plague novel, so it fits into this category. It's just struck me that this challenge might be a bit insensitive. But like, these are good books. So like, still read them. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so the next thing I'm going to recommend is The Mask of the Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe. It was published in 1842. It's a short story, and the general synopsis is a group of rich people try to avoid the plague by having a party, and death itself crashes it. That's it. That's the book. So the next story I'm going to suggest is actually a play that was performed around like 429 BC, and it's actually in a bind up here of Greek tragedies, and it is Oedipus Rex, or Oedipus the King by Sophocles, where a motherfucker tries to solve the murder of the old king and cure the plague in Thebes. Hijinks ensue. You know the story of Oedipus. Have I mentioned before that I love Margaret Atwood? I love Margaret Atwood. She wrote a plague novel too. This is like a speculative fiction, science fiction novel, Oryx and Crake. It takes place in the future and is told by a character named Snowman, who was actually named Jimmy, and he had 2 friends, Oryx and Crake. And he's basically telling the story of how they got to the position they are in at the beginning of this novel, where there are no humans left. And it's just him and these people he calls, I think they're called the Crakers because they're named after Crake. And they're not really human, but they're kind of human, but they're biologically safe from whatever killed people because some kind of drug got released that wiped out humanity. So this is a post-apocalyptic dystopian novel, but it also features how they got to that place. So it's really good. It's a trilogy, and I have not read the other 2 books yet, but this is really good. So let's think for a second about the books that I have recommended, and let's think about the ones I haven't. What book written by a very popular author is about a huge, like, super flu wiping out humanity? I think they've done a mini series of it. I think they're working on a new one now. Like, if I could think about it a little bit, I'm sure I'd figure out it's The Stand. It's The Stand by Stephen King. This big, thick-ass novel is about a super flu wiping out everyone, and then God gets involved. Things get really biblical. I've never read it. I want to, but look how big this book is. Maybe I'll read it this week. I've been told by people I should because it's really good, and I've told by like other people I've been like, you're gonna get paranoid. So maybe, we'll see. But all those books involve some form of pandemic or plague or the results of it. And if you're feeling like in the mood for that, there you go. Those are some recommendations of things to read. I do know that The Mask of the Red Death and The Last Man are both free on Amazon. I don't know if the formatting is suffering because of that, but those are free on Amazon. I think Oedipus the King is also free, and you should read Oedipus. It's pretty good. Even if you know the plot, it's pretty good. But those are my recommendations. Yeah. At first, I was going to dress up like fully like the Red Death, with like the plague doctor's mask and everything. And then I was like, let's dial that back a little bit. It's a beautiful day outside. Just stay the fuck home. Stay the fuck home.